There is a difference between analyzing data from a business perspective and analyzing data from a technical perspective, such as from perspective of database design. While both approaches will deal with data, they serve different purposes and cater to different audiences within an organization. Analyzing data from a business perspective centers on extracting insights that inform decision making. In that case, the primary goal is to interpret patterns, the trends and relationship within the data set so that you'll be able to answer strategic business questions. For example, a business manager might want to explore why sales have declined in a particular region, or which products are producing better results or is performing better among specific customer segments. That type of analysis is inherently outcome driven. It aims to support marketing strategies, operational improvements, or financial forecasting. And the tools you will need are dashboards, something like the key performance indicators, popularly called KPIs, data visualizations that you will use to communicate findings to stakeholders. And some of your stakeholders could be executives, could be marketers or product managers or sales managers. In essence, this type of data analysis transforms raw data into actionable intelligence. Now, in contrast to that, you can analyze data from a database design perspective. And in that perspective, the focus is on how data is structured, how it's stored and maintained. The approach of analyzing data from database design perspective is more technical and foundational. It is concerned with building efficient systems that will ensure data integrity, ensure scalability and accessibility of the data. A database designer or data engineer might ask, how should customer and other information be organized? What relationships exist between different data entities? How can we prevent duplication and ensure consistency? What is the number of rows in a table, or what are the characteristics of a variable? The answers to those questions shape the architecture of a database through tools like entity relationship diagrams, normalization techniques, and structured query language schemas. So that perspective is critical for ensuring that data infrastructure supports reliable analysis and reporting. Now, let me illustrate it further. To illustrate the difference, consider the example of a customer order. A data analyst might use the data to identify the top selling products by region and present the results in a visual chart. Meanwhile, a database designer will focus on creating a schema that includes tables for customers, orders, and products with appropriate keys linking them together to support future queries. Now, I want you to know this, very, very important. In this class, our analysis takes the business perspective and asks what information the data holds and how it can drive decisions, while the database design perspective asks how data should be organized to support those decisions. Both of these perspectives are essential to the analytics ecosystem. One interprets the story, which is the business perspective. The business perspective interprets the story. The database design perspective builds the stage on which the story unfolds. Analysis of discussing primary key, data type, secondary key, and other database design concepts will not meet the rubric criteria in this class. In this class, put yourself in the seat of a marketing manager or a sales manager or a business manager. Now think about this. If you're a business manager that wants to know how to increase sales of products, discussion about the number of rows or primary key will not meet your objective. It will not align with the key performance indicators. Many of the assignments in this class would have business questions, and those questions must be answered within the concept of the business data analysis and not from the technical perspective. So what am I saying? Stay focused on the business perspective. That's what we will do with analytics in this class. Ask why. And so what? What does trend mean for our strategy? Identify patterns and relationships in the data. For example, you identify that product A sells more in region B than product C. Calculate and interpret KPIs like sales growth, customer lifetime value, conversion rate, if it's available in your data set. Create clear, insightful visualizations such as bar charts, line chart, pie charts. There are different types of charts in Power BI. You look at them and look at the one that tells a perfect story relating to the story you want to tell. Provide actionable recommendations. For example, you can recommend that there should be increased marketing in the Northwest region. And then most of all, as a business manager, I want you to start thinking in terms of revenue, profit, efficiency, customer satisfaction. Now, these are the don'ts. Do not drift into the technical perspective. It will not help you to meet the rubric criteria for the assignments. Do not discuss primary keys, foreign keys, secondary keys. They have no value for your rubrics. Your business manager or sales manager has no business discussing those things because it doesn't add to business profitability. Do not analyze data types. Don't write about the integer, the varchar, the numbers. It's of no use to the business manager. The business manager wants to talk about profit, wants to talk about efficiency. Do not drift into discussing normalization, entity relationship diagrams, database schemas. They have no use to the business manager. Do not focus on the number of rows. I've read some papers, some say there are 10,000 rows. Of what use is that? Of what use is that to the business manager? Do not describe the technical how of data storage or retrieval. Remember, you're in the seat of a marketing manager, a sales manager, a business manager. Your job is to use data to answer business questions, not to design the database. The database has been designed. That's why you see a data set. And when you design your visuals, remember, you must put an actionable recommendation. For example, you can say the XYZ region is significantly underperforming. We should launch a targeted promotional campaign for product B or product C in order to boost revenue in that region. That could be your recommendation. So in summary, in this class, you should think like a manager making strategy decisions, not a database designer building infrastructure. The visualization tells stories about business performance and opportunities, and make those visuals very clear, very actionable. Do not include the background of Power BI or any other analytics platform you use. Those ones are a noise. If it's not the chart or the graph, every other thing is a noise. And remember, when you create your chart, there must be a title, there must be the x-axis, there must be the y-axis, there must be the legend. Do not include column statistics. It's not a chart. It has no story to tell the business manager. If you have any question with what I've discussed today, do not hesitate to reach out to me.